I still haven't seen this thing. Oh, jeez. What's going on, guys? My name is Mitchell, back with another episode of Slammed Outdoors. And in today's episode, I'm just going to be doing some pond fishing at one of my local ponds. I just went on spring break for college and I'm looking for stuff to do, so I finally have time to come back and hit some of the ponds around my house. In today's episode, I'm going to be throwing mainly a drop shot and a chatterbait. It's a little early to be throwing a chatterbait, I think, but it might work. We'll see. And I'm planning to start fishing kind of late afternoon, early evening, and hopefully fish a little bit the next day. So if I do that, I will let you guys know somewhere in the video. And thank you guys for watching, and we're going to roll into it right now. Blowing out of there at the moment. Caught a lot of fish here when this happens, so definitely wanted to come here, give this a shot for like 30-40 minutes, and don't know how we'll do, but hopefully we get a fish. This does get a little sketchy because ultralight, or this is just a light, but really light spinning rod. 8-pound leader. With a lot of pilings, a lot of stuff for them to get around. I've only broken off once through here though. It's kind of sketchy. You have to balance letting them go around the pilings. Here it's not too big of a deal because they can't really wrap around a piling. It's not super easily. So it's like here it seems like they'll go around one side of it and then just keep going. It's like, to me that's more of a loosen your drag and fight them in. Just kind of pull them in past the piling. That's a fish. I was sitting there watching that like, is that one? Like, it feels like one. Dude, oh yeah, that's a good fish. Oh, it's coming out of his gut. Not great. No, it's not. I got him in the nose. All right. How do I want to do this? That's so fun. I'm just gonna let him go and run it. I've never really done it this way. There's just nothing you can get me in. It's kind of a weird way to fight a fish, but dude, I'm using ultralight everything. I saw that thing bounce a couple times. I was like, I think I got one. I'm gonna take like 2 steps this way. Just because right now, the only thing I really am stressing is there is like one thing you can get me around out there, I think. Throwing the bag off here. Oh, he spit it. No. Ah. That blows. Well, the strategy of leaving and then coming back paid off. I just didn't catch my fish. That was the only way he could have turned where the hook could have come out. I mean, that's why I don't usually fight fish that way. Normally, like yesterday, the one I caught, I didn't bury him, so I wasn't ultra confident I was gonna get him. But I got a hook set in him with braids, so it's like I stuck him. Usually with these little drop shot hooks, you almost always get them in the top of the mouth, which is the most secure way to land them, and it's also good for them. Not good for them, but it's the best way to hook them without causing any damage. So normally, I have one in the top of the mouth. I just really like to at least over here, I've started walking them. I walk them like a pet, like your pet dog or whatever. I will literally just take the fish and just walk him all the way down to a place where I could get him easy. I didn't do that today because I wanted to lip him, but I wanted him to tire himself out, and then he came off. All right, let's go home. Oh. Pretty free. Oh, geez. Well, that didn't take long. That's a little bluegill. He wasn't even actually hooked. He just grabbed the back of the soft plastic and tried to eat it, so. See you, buddy. Well, worst case scenario, I say I caught a fish today. Bait, I will probably need to start using. I remember to actually grab my other spinning rod. If I do like a rod switching, like a rod change of what's in my car, early next week I might try and throw a Ned rig. Just because it's a rig I've caught a bunch of fish on, but I haven't used it in a long time, really. I think I caught 2 Ohio bass on the Ned rig all of last year. And I think I have a bass. I still haven't seen this thing. Oh, geez. Dude. Let's. You know, not as big as the other one I caught, but you know, still one heck of a fish. It is 49 degrees out, pure cold front, flipping around these pilings. See ya. I'll show you guys what I'm fishing with and how I'm tying it. So I'm throwing a drop shot, which I'm going to link my drop shot video to this, kind of giving my step-by-step guide on almost identically what I've been throwing in this video and in the video that got published right before this. Throwing the same thing. So this is just a rig to get your hook suspended off the bottom. I'm throwing this with braid. So right now I'm tying a leader. Get that up. So I'm just tying a basic Palomar. I'll link a video to that above and in the description. Take that through. Boom, so now you have a hook and 2 pieces of line. This is kind of weird with tying this in comparison to anything else you tie with the Palomar, because you want to have 2 just really long tag ends. And you want to take, well, a tag end and then your normal line. Normally you don't want a long tag end because it's just a waste of line. But here I'm using it just because you have to keep your weight a decent distance away from your hook so it's not getting in the way. Just let's take a moment here and look at just how crushed that weight is. I've been throwing this thing non-stop for about 3 days. No trouble with it. These have a clip on here, so you can actually like you can just clip your weight wherever you want it. Berkeley worm, this is kind of my, or jerk shad, flat-nosed minnow, whatever you want to call it, kind of my go-to for drop shotting. And that's so it looks like. That is almost too short, because I mean it's going to be kind of sitting like that. So it's way shorter than I want it to be, or a little shorter, not way shorter. But for this, not gonna be a big deal. I have a fluorocarbon leader on here. That's what just broke on that fish, because I was kind of being sloppy with it. Messing with a 3-pound fish on really frayed, beat up 8-pound leader. So kind of me just being an idiot. It lucked out because I already had a hold of the fish. So, and we're back to fishing. I'm just gonna close it. Alright, back to fishing. So for the 3rd day in a row, this strategy has paid off. And it's simply just been because of the weather. I came back here yesterday evening for the same bite, because we got a bunch of rain yesterday afternoon, and there's some flow just coming in down here. And I was trying to fish below it, because the fish concentrate by moving water. If there's a water source flowing in, it always holds fish. It's kind of just a little tip for you guys. Don't put this rig away right when you're done using it. You will get stuck in every other rig you have 2 times over. Because the problem is, between the bait and the weight swinging around, it has a tendency to wrap around everything around it. And then you just have a giant mess. Even if you do put it away right, sometimes you get wrapped. So it's kind of a rig. It takes a little bit of experience just to know how everything falls in place, just to avoid that from happening. I would say be kind of a tip of, you got to throw it a lot. If you're starting out with it, try and keep the length the same between your weight and your actual bait itself, because it gets a lot easier when it comes time to put it away or put the rod down if you already know like where everything lines up. Like if you put your hook on, like if you have a keeper for it, you know where your weight will end up, because it always goes in the same general area. Versus if you throw a drop shot where your bait is 2 inches above your weight versus 2 feet, obviously massive difference in putting it away. And I just got it stuck. Well,